That's awesome.
I want that cover.
You know, they've since changed the German. I can't imagine why. You know, it's perfect, right? But now it looks like that. Well, I always knew that Percy Jackson was going to be 5 books. I wanted him to start when he was 12, and the series would wrap up when he was 16, because there was this big prophecy. So every time a new book came out, we had the same deal with the covers. The Sea of Monsters, the second one. Again, overseas, all kinds of different looks. There's the Sea of Monsters in Vietnam. There it is in Italy. Yeah, they're always so, like, stylish. No. And of course, the ever popular Germans. Always surfing into the giant continents.
I guess he can surf well.
About the time I was writing the 3rd book, my younger son Patrick got into the act. He had never wanted anything to do with Percy Jackson because that was his brother's deal. But then one day he went to a school visit with me and he heard the spiel and he said, "Oh, that's what you write, Dad? Oh, that sounds pretty cool. Okay." And since then he's been reading the books for me and editing for me. There he is as a little guy. I mean, it's not like we haven't read. We read a lot. That's... That's totally our favorite book. Everyone Hoots. Have you read it? Well, if you haven't, I won't tell you how it comes out in the end. The 3rd book, The Titan's Curse, was the first Patrick helped me with. We had a terrible time getting the cover for this. John Rocco did like 3 different sketches. He did that one. He did that one. He did that one. And they were okay, but not really. And then he did this really simple sketch of Percy on his Pegasus, looking out over New York City. And we said, that's awesome, go with that. And so that's what the cover looked like when it came out. I love this cover, it's probably my favorite. The first time that I showed this in public, I still remember where I was. I was in a middle school in Austin, Texas. No one had seen it yet. I blew up this big poster-sized image. I went out in front of like 2,000 8th graders. "Behold the Titan's curse." And this kid in the audience said, "Look, he's riding a hippo." And then this other kid tried to make me feel better. He said, "No, it's not a hippo, it's a moose." Yeah, Percy riding his war moose. So, guys, just so we're clear, that's a guy on a war moose. Well, the British, not to be outdone, embarrassed to me with a Titan's Curse cover I like to call Attack of the Ketchup.
I have to stop laughing long enough to get a clear photo.
Like ketchup, yes. And now they've changed it again. I can't imagine why. It's perfection.
I am
now
taking photos during it.
So I
need
figured,
something for Instagram.
2 more books for Percy Jackson and we'd be done. So there was the Battle of the Labyrinth. Percy Jackson. The only problem was, the more I wrote, the more myths I discovered, the more I realized how many monsters and gods I hadn't even gotten into 5 books. There was tons of mythology out there. Since these came out, the covers have been redone. I don't know if you've seen the new ones, but John Rocco did them again. This time, the Percy Jackson covers look like that.
I like the old ones.
Huge mural. And so if you get the box set, there's actually a poster of the artwork inside. It's pretty cool. But I decided to try my hand at writing different things. First, I talked to Scholastic Books, and we wrote the 39 Clues.
I didn't read it. I have it too. I didn't read it.
Hey, why not do mythology from ancient Egypt? And so I did the king.
Yeah! Yeah!
By the way, I don't know if any of you have read the crossover stories.
Yeah!
The first one is called The Son of Sobek, and Percy Jackson meets Carter Kane from the King Chronicles. The second story is called The Staff of Serapis, and Annabeth Chase meets Sadie. And the third story, which will be longer than either of those, is coming out in the spring. It's called The Crown of Ptolemy. It has Percy, Annabeth, Carter, and Sadie.
Yeah!
I know that some of you guys miss Percy Jackson's point of view. That story is told all first person from Percy's point of view.
Yeah!
All around the world with the Canes, all kinds of covers. There's the German, the Korean, Russian, and the Italians again. Yeah, fashionable to be in. Carter's like, I would totally fight you, but it would mess up my hair. At that point, I knew that I wanted to go back to Percy Jackson's world. But I didn't want to do the same old thing again, because, again, like I told you guys, I get bored easily. And if the writer is bored, the writing is not going to be as good, and then you guys will get bored, and that's no good. So, I didn't just do like Percy Jackson 6, Percy Jackson 25, Percy Jackson 113. I went back to Percy's world, and you could see Percy and Annabeth, but there was a whole new cast of characters too. People like Frank John. Hazel Levesque. Piper McLean. Jason Grace. And of course, everyone's favorite, Octavian. No, I'm just kidding. Leo, well done!
He's my favorite.
And so, the Heroes of Olympus series was born. Tonight we're here for the final book in the series, The Blood of Olympus. Everybody's favorite image for covers was Festus the Dragon.
Happy the Dragon.
There is British Festus. There is Chinese Festus. And the Germans did sort of a steampunk Festus. I like that one. It's pretty cool. Well, what are we writing now? What are we up to? I wanted to do the Greek myths, like the original stories. But I wanted to do them from Percy's point of view, so they had all the snark, all the sass, all the bad jokes, and everything. And so this came out during the summer.
I saw it on Facebook.
Tonight, but please don't hold it up because it will give you a hernia. This thing weighs 100 pounds. It's huge. But it's so much fun. I had a great time writing it, and John Rocco did full-color artwork all through the book. Amazing pictures. There's the death pig from the Artemis chapter. There's Demeter turning into Grainzilla. And my favorite is Zeus, blasting this guy Salmonius out of his chariot. Somebody on the internet said, "Why is Zeus holding French fries?" And can I have them? Zeus is like, "No." Anyway, check that book out if you haven't yet. Well, what's up with us? We used to live in Texas. We lived in the Bay Area for a while. Now we live in Boston, Massachusetts. We really like it. There's me in my office. I have the world's best commute. I walk downstairs and I'm there. It's great. That's the view out my office window of the Charles River. Yes, it's pretty good. The family's doing great. There's our 3 cats. There's me and Haley and Patrick and Speedy the dog. And right now, I am working on a book that will be the follow-up to Greek gods called Greek Heroes. This book. It's even bigger than Greek gods. But again, if you're missing Percy's point of view, you will see him again next summer as he tells you these stories. Hercules, Perseus, Theseus, everybody. And you may have heard rumors that there's another series coming out, a new kind of series, starting this time next year. And the rumors are true, we're going Norse. Since I was a little kid. And this is finally my chance to do up